it's been a little more than 24 hours. I had to move these guys. I had them under this heater because that's where it was putting out all of its heat, but the floor was still so cold that the seeds were still chilly. So I had to move them around. They've now been consistently warm for about 24 hours at this point. So I'm gonna take them out and check. You can tell that the towels, the ones with the towels, are still really moist. Like I mentioned, the towels will hold heat for hold moisture for longer. So that is a benefit to using them. The downfall is that the sprouts can grow through, so that can be a big bummer. So I've opened the carrot. As you can see, they are slightly bigger from absorbing the moisture, but they have not sprouted yet. So we'll put these little guys back, and we'll check one of the ones with a napkin because I have a feeling those are gonna need some water. So the next one I have here is the beans. They're a lot bigger seed. And yes, the napkins are getting dry. So with the beans, you can see they too are bigger, much bigger, from absorbing all the water. So now you ask, how do you water these when they're napkins in bags? So I will show you. Okay, so this is water. You see it says egg water. My daughter loves boiled eggs, so every time we boil water for eggs, we cool it down and put it in this little container. I use this for my house plants. I have a few of them, I think 4 or 5 maybe at this point. Sage, I have a orchid, I have a lily, a peace lily, I have a hibiscus tree, I have aloe, I have a little baby cactus, and I think, oh, and then my daughter has this cute little bush plant that we just got for her birthday. But anyways, especially in the winter when it gets cold, I like to give them this egg water. It gives them little extra nutrients. And I also use the eggshells in my soil, which I'll make a video on that. I've been saving up my eggshells in my coffee grinds. More info on that on a different video. So anyways, I get these little plastic ramekins, to-go ramekins. I'm a server, so I get these little guys from work. I don't take them. I just order food and wash them, so nobody think I'm stealing. Put a little bit of water in here. Just easier to control the amount of water that you pour in when it's like this. So you can't really see. Let's see if we can turn this like this. Oh, it's gonna fall. Alright, let's see if we can bring you over here so you can see better what I'm doing. Okay, so a little bit of water. This is my napkin. We're just gonna pour it right on top like that. It just soaks in. You can see it soaking in. Gonna cover the whole thing. Normally I would have a towel under here to catch the extra water, but I don't right now. So flip it over, kind of, squish it around, make sure that the whole thing is nice and wet, and pop it back in your bag, just like that. Set it to the side and keep going. So these are broccoli seeds in a towel, so this won't need water. Alright, so these actually have started to sprout. So if I take this guy, show you here, some of them have little green tails. So that's exciting, super exciting. So these guys are doing very well. So we'll just fold those back up. Put them back in the bag. And zip them up. No sprouts yet on the celery. Nice and moist. So this is another napkin, so it's definitely needing some water. But as you can see, the corn seeds are much bigger than they were when I first put them in here. So I would imagine these to sprout in the next 12 to 24 hours. So again, we'll give them a little bit of this egg water. Pour it on here. That get nice and wet. Flip it. A little more. All right. Put that back in there. Oh, and our kale has little sprouts too. Much bigger seeds. I don't know if you can tell, but like this little guy has a sprout, and this little guy, still very tiny though. Alright. This is the other corn. And again, not sprouted, but much bigger. Now with these, I'm gonna put these back in here, pour it in here like this. The bigger the seed, the more water they're gonna need. So you'll notice if you do this yourself at home, the smaller tiny seeds like the kale and the broccoli and the carrots, they weren't as dried out as the big seeds like the beans and the corn. And that's just because the seeds are so much smaller, they require less water to fill up and get going. So then this is our sunflower seed. This napkin is terribly falling apart. But we do have some sprouts in here, ones you might actually get to see. So, you see that little tiny coming? That's a little sprout. And looks like we have 3 sprouted and a few that are trying, so that's good. You can see here, see the little green sticks. Sunflowers need lots and lots of water, not only as seeds but as plants. I tried to do some sunflowers in pots last year, and although they were beautiful and they did grow to be about 3 foot tall, they did not sprout any other blooms than the main bloom, and they died off pretty quickly because I was not prepared. Alright, so once you've checked them all and watered them all, get them back in their little baskets. Like I said, it's easy to contain some warmth in the buckets with the bags if you layer them all together. I do have these sorted in what sprouted and what has not. I will be back to check these this evening, and I will not check these until tomorrow to give them some time to sprout. And if these have sprouted by the evening, I will go ahead and transplant them into the little soil pots, and I will make another video to show you exactly what I do when it comes to my soil mixture. I like to make my own with some regular old Miracle-Gro potting soil. I add eggshells and coffee grounds that I have been collecting over the last week, and I'll mix that all up, and then I have a secret ingredient that I throw in there. And so you know I'm new to this YouTubing stuff, so you have to bear with me with my sucky videos. I'll get better, I promise. But I was editing and realized the camera cut off the last few minutes of that portion. So as I was saying, I do make my own starter soil at home. I use eggshells, coffee grounds, just regular old potting soil, mix it all together, and then I throw in a secret ingredient that I will share with you when I post that video. So check back for that, as well as a couple new projects that we're going to be starting around the yard here, and now that we have all this nice beautiful weather. So yeah, check back for all those updates, and I'm excited. I hope you are. Bye.